I am on the test server. I'm going to be taking a look at the new mech, Parasite. Some people might be a little mad about it, so like, I'm sorry in advance, but this thing is so cool, dude. Like, first off, look at it. That looks nice. It does have one legendary skin that exists. Really solid. But for now, I'm going to be playing it like this. The ability is as follows. Redirection. Locks onto an enemy in front and links with it. While active, Parasite redirects a percentage of the damage it receives to the linked enemy. Parasite also receives less damage. So, it has, during the ability, 90% damage resistance. It receives 10% of all damage that you fire at it, and it redirects 35% of the damage that you apply to it. But there's some very interesting caveats to this. The ability activation range is only 85 meters. This means that you can only attach to enemies that are 85 meters or closer. And the redirection range is 110, which means anyone that goes outside of that range automatically deactivates your ability. If the enemy that you're attached to dies, that also automatically deactivates your ability, which means no more resistance for you. Now, good thing for Parasite, it doesn't have to wait for the full duration before the cooldown, so like it'll instantly go on to cooldown as soon as the ability ends in either of those cases. But you can imagine, if you're a Parasite and you're locked onto somebody and you're tanking a bunch of damage, then the guy that you locked onto ends up dying, you're screwed. You are going to have to be careful, and you are going to have to be a bit choosy as to who you attach onto. But in terms of stats, we are looking at, finally, another medium mech. So this is not a heavy, thank God. The HP is very high. A bit higher than Brickhouse, and a little bit less than Vortex. So this thing is a legitimate tank. It's not going down anytime soon. However, it does have to be very mindful of what's happening with the linked enemy. The linked enemy could be moving out of range. It could just straight up die. And yes, it is considered a status effect, which does mean that it can be taken off by Redeemer and such like. I will have an entire video dedicated to testing out this thing because I think it is very, very interesting. It has a lot of questions tied to it, but that'll be for another time. As of right now, we just have this setup right here. No mods because it's only rank 5. Rank 6 pilot with level 4 implants, all minigun implants, plus Parasite redirection range, which I think might be one of the better ones. One thing that I didn't mention, that the ability doesn't really mention either, is that this is a lock-on ability, so you need to have a target. You need to see the target, as well as it requires line of sight. Alright, there we go. I did want to make sure that I killed the guy that I was linked to last. That's going to be a very important thing to remember with this thing. And you also don't want to take too much damage right off the bat, because even though you can take a stupid amount of damage, like I have 118,000 HP right now. As soon as I activate my ability, it's effectively 1.18 million. I can link through like an Aegis Dome or something like that, right? So that's nice. That guy might die soon. I'm gonna quickly take care of this dude. In fact, I just killed that Aegis I was linked to because the Mimicker shot me. It's pretty funny. But even with all that HP that I have, all that effective HP that I have, if I take too much damage, this guy's just killed himself, basically. If I take too much damage, then the guy that I'm linked to dies. So I still have to be kind of careful, which I know sounds ridiculous. Like I'm basically invincible right now, right? But not really. I'm gonna run. I mean, based on my first impressions anyway. This is actually my second time running this, because the first time I had to cut it out, I ended up dying too quickly. But it kind of just goes to my point where it's like, you can't just run into the enemy and kill everyone like you would with, I don't know, a surge or something. Like, you can absolutely do that sort of thing with the Deathwalker too. You can absolutely do that sort of thing with certain mechs, but with this you kind of can't. Well, I would go so far as to say it's going to take a bit more skill and forethought than Deathwalker, but that's just my first impressions. Anyway, 10 kills, almost first try, second try. There was an Embergun Blockhorn in there, I just noticed. So right off the bat, not too bad. I think weapons similar to Minigun would be decent choices. Something with like really good sustained fire. Alright, so now I have a Revoker build on here with damage and range along with ability cooldown and ability range. So we're going to kind of see how much of a just Revoker hold W and pull the trigger type build this can be. Some builds are like that. Quite a few of them, honestly. I don't want to kill you. I want you to get out of my way. Oh! This is my third attempt, actually. Yeah, what happens pretty often is that the guy that I'm attached to dies, and then I just get instantly smacked. Why can I not attach to you? I'm gonna die. The panther's gonna die. Yeah, bye-bye. This is attempt number 4. I keep dying really quickly. This is a very hit-or-miss type mech, and I also think it requires a level of skill that I simply do not possess at the moment. He's gonna respawn, but like, nah. Also, he kills himself by doing... I kinda wanna target this guy who's off in that distance back there. Yeah. Now I can take care of both of these idiots without much issue. Except if they kill that guy. I don't wanna get... Yeah, right. The link can go through walls, you just can't activate it through a wall. Like, you need line of sight to activate it. Don't want to connect to that guy for sure. Sure, I'll take you. Alright, cool. Attempt number 6. I just have to be careful. Can I attach to you? No, you are too far away. It won't be if I get closer. I basically just use this to get closer. To take least amount of damage pop. Brother! Brother! My man! Let me out! This map is kind of tricky, I think. Because if the freaking... If the dude dies, then I'm screwed. Because I'm taking way more fire than I can afford to be taking. But I'm okay now. Half HP already, though. That's a Chungus back there. I wanna link him. There we go. Yeah, I got an assist. I don't think I hit him at all, except for with my ability, but so I got an assist with it. It's kind of funny. I have line of sight, but I can't connect to him because I didn't actually have a shot on him. Uh-oh. Well, my ability's gone now, so I don't want to be taking any damage here. There we go. Ah, what? Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, that was 7 attempts, and I could not get anywhere with this build. This is very much the sort of thing where, like, you kind of need things to fall in the right place. You need a good map for it, too, I think. Now, with that said, I was getting smoked pretty bad pretty much instantly in a lot of these cases, which would not happen if I had good mods on here. So let's try this thing at max with all the bells and whistles. I mean, you all knew this was coming. Alright, so here it is maxed out. The pilot and implants are maxed, the weapons are not. As far as mods go, I only have perimeter and hardened hull. But you might notice the perimeter isn't taking much damage. This is due to a little known fact that damage resistance, or damage reduction as Mecharena calls it, decreases the damage that your mods take as well. And this applies to Nomads, applies to Vortex, applies to this thing as well. Which means with a maxed perimeter multilayer, you have effectively, during the ability anyway, you have effectively like 7 million HP. Which is freaking wild, dude. Like, this thing is not gonna die until the guy that you're linked to dies. Then it will. Then it'll die very fast, actually. That's unfortunate. Okay, no, everything is fine. The mods are gonna really help this thing. Well, because resistance multiplies mod shields, obviously, like I said, but it provides a level of protection while your ability isn't active. Level of protection that you really need, by the way. So, like, if you're going to go with anything, hardened hull is a good one, but perimeter multilayer, I think, is the most important. Now, it's not the case with, like, Deathwalker, because Deathwalker actually works very differently. Deathwalker relies solely on HP. Its shields will go down before it goes down, and then it just keeps restoring its own HP while also, you know, not fully dying while the ability is active. And so in that case, you want to just, you know, go with hardened hull. I actually don't even own any mod on my Deathwalker on the live server, my main account. I don't own any mod on that except for a hardened hull. Because it's really the only one that you need. But that's not the case here, is what I'm trying to say. Which you can see, even though we've dealt with several enemies at this point, my man's shields are not even phased. Well, now they are. Because I should have been shooting at this guy, even though I was shooting at the other dude for kind of no reason at all. I'm actually gonna let him... I'm gonna get here and then more or less let him kill himself, because, yeah. Alright, so I've got Storm Axe on it, along with ability cooldown, ability duration. The ability range is one that I've been really liking. So I feel kind of bad leaving that out, especially on a map like this, honestly. But yeah, Storm Axe. Honestly, I'm not so sure I'm sold on them for this mech anyway, because this mech's weapon mounts are really low to the ground, so it's gonna be pretty difficult to utilize the radius like you would with most things. Even still, it is Storm Axe, so it's like it's gonna do well. It's just at this point, it's a matter of like, what's the best use of your Storm Axe? You wouldn't even consider not using them at all, but you want to make sure that you're using them on the right thing, so there's that. It would be kind of cool to let you kill yourself, my dude, but I'll just take care of it. I gotta choose who I want here. I'm gonna choose that Blockhorn because he's got the most HP. It's the least likely to die super quick. So hopefully I can kill both of these guys before then finishing off the Blockhorn. And now all three of them are dead. Nice. Let me get you. There we are. Hello. Let me just... Yeah. I'm okay with this. I'm alright with this turn of events. I got time. What do you guys got? You guys got time? I got time. Let me kill this fool. Yeah. I think one of the better weapons on this is going to be Minigun, though I obviously have not tried everything. As is customary, I will be streaming this when it comes to the live server, about 24 hours from the time of this video being uploaded. So I will try as many builds as I can during that. But for now, well, I did worse than the bot, so... Alright, so I am trying this one more time. I failed 7 different times when this was rank 5, but I am going all out right now. I got a solid perimeter, maxed everything, and the fancy skin for good luck. Okay, so this is a very interesting map to have this on, honestly. I believe I have duration and cooldown on this. I do not have the range, which, once again, sort of unfortunate, but I just need to get within range for that. There we go. And then, freaking, yeah. Have at the Noble Warrior. Am I gonna... I end up killing the dude with my ability. Hilarious. Alright. My shield is gone. That's not good. I'm gonna kill you. He just fired his thing, so I'm gonna make sure that he's dead. There we go. Don't want to use my ability on someone who's close to me. Hello. I'll use it on you. Sure. Just ignoring this guy. He's freaking hammering me. Yeah, get out of here. You nerd. I got 60 meters here. I can kill you. I can kill you. I can kill you. This is definitely possible. Like, it can work. I don't know how practical it is, but it can work. Can I connect to... I can't now. Okay. It's alright. Fair enough. See, unfortunately, he's gonna die. Because the redirected damage is too high. It's like 35%, and they're shooting me with freaking everything. They're throwing the kitchen sink at me, dude. Like, please don't. Please don't. Okay. And I could get in there and I could brawl for longer. It's just that the ability kills them too quick. which is kind of a stupid problem to have. This feels very much, it feels and plays very much like a Deathwalker, honestly. Like, you're extremely hard to kill. You have like, you do have downsides, but it's like the stupidest, you have the stupidest problems. Like, oh dear, you know, the enemy didn't kill me quick enough, like, bruh. But even still, 12 kills with Revokers is not particularly impressive, especially if it's all bots. Now, I can only imagine what this thing is going to be like in like a 1v1 or 2v2 situation, because at that point it's like basically a guaranteed it's gonna kill at least the guy that it's attached to, so it's like there's kind of no getting out of there in one piece. Again, unless unless you have a Hemlock or an Outlaw, which I think is kind of nice, just because Outlaw is so good, but only against one thing. Outlaw is just good enough to make its place into my competitive hangar, but it's literally only good against Deathwalker. And so having at least 2 mechs that it's really good against is nice. As well as, you know, the linked target dying or even just getting out of range, among other things. But I, again, will have a dedicated test video for this mech as soon as I can manage. Anyway, yeah, that is going to be it for now. Once again, I think this is easily like one of my favorite mech abilities. I think it's actually not too hard to counter. As you saw, I died a lot of times very quickly. Granted, it was without mods, but I think the same could happen even with mods. I mean, keep in mind that I was just fighting bots, right? And I still died really quickly. Against an actual player who knows what they're doing, it could be very different. So it seems very interesting, very useful, but also not like fully brain dead, which is nice. It looks fantastic. And it does, you know, genuinely remind me of the good old Leech days for War Robots, which is kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you think about Parasite, what weapons you think it's going to be best with, whether or not you think it's going to be meta. There is also the new weapon Oracle 8, but I'll be covering that in a separate video. Otherwise, yeah, appreciate y'all for watching this far. Take care.